Topic 4, gaining control. Now, we've discovered up till now that anger is instinctual. We often don't have a choice of whether we want to become angry or not. We can, however, take control over our anger when it comes our way. So in this topic, we will discuss ways to gain control over our anger. There are various warning signs when people get angry, and we are going to have a look at them. Firstly, you get physical signs, mental, emotional, and behavioral. Let's look at some of the examples. Physical signs, a rapid heart rate, that is when you're feeling that your heart is beating in your throat. Difficulty breathing, that is where you feel tight-chested and you really struggle to breathe because you are so anxious. Headaches, tension headaches especially, stomach ache, sweating, feeling hot in the face and neck, and some people might even start shaking. So those are all physical signs. Mental signs, difficulty concentrating. You are so angry that you simply can't concentrate. Obsessing on the situation, in other words, you can't move forward. You are obsessing about what just happened and what made you so angry. Thinking vengeful thoughts, and also cynicism. Then some emotional signs. Some people, when they are extremely angry, they react by sadness. They start to cry. Irritability, guilt, maybe resentment. Feeling that you need to hurt someone, which is obviously not a good sign. Needing to be alone, or a total feeling of numbness. Then lastly, some behavioral signs. Clenching of your fist, pounding of your fist on the wall or a table, pacing, raising your voice or screaming at somebody, or any act of aggression or passive aggression. Now, there are certain coping thoughts that are good to think while you are angry. So let's take them one by one. The first one, calm down first and think it through. Okay, so it's important for you to realize you've got to calm down. Next, it may not be as bad as it seems. Sometimes we tend to overreact. And then also to realize that this is just one incident. It's not life-defining. Next, I'm capable to manage the situation. So it's very important for you to believe in yourself and to know that you are capable enough to manage the situation appropriately. And also very important is to realize I have the right to be upset. So nobody can't tell you, don't be upset. You've got the right to be upset. You also need to ask yourself, what needs to be done immediately? What can I do now to solve this problem to make me less angry? Nothing says that things will go right all the time. That's not going to happen. You can ask your friends, they will tell you it's not going to happen. There's no need to feel threatened. I can't control people and their feelings, but I have control over myself. That's very important. And for you to tell yourself, I can manage anger successfully, you've got to believe in yourself. Now, the following activity, have a look at it. You can follow on the screen. It's about using coping thoughts. Think of 3 personal triggers of anger. In other words, something that makes you particularly angry. List them in the first column. Next, think of unhelpful thoughts that you engage in during that situation. Write them down in the second column. After listing triggers and unhelpful thoughts, create alternative thoughts that can help you cope with the situation. List them in the third column. We can maybe use one example here. Say, for example, one of your anger triggers is road rage or bad drivers. Okay? So unhelpful would be for you to scream and shout at this person, or to think that this person is particularly stupid. Okay, that's not really going to help you in any way. An alternative coping thought would be, the problem will be solved, maybe somebody else will assist and the problem will go away. Or to think something like, I'm just going to stay calm. I'm not going to let this moment define my life. Right, so that's just an example. The rest you can do on your own. There's also some relaxation techniques that you can follow to calm you down. The first one is breathing exercises, to breathe in and breathe out. That usually calms people down. Meditation, just for you to spend some time on your own, with your own thoughts, away from other people, away from distractions. Maybe that would help for you. Progressive muscle relaxation, that is basically where you deliberately tighten your muscles and then relax. Then you tighten the muscles again and you relax. Visualization. With visualization, you normally visualize a situation where you would want to be at the end. So in this case, hopefully you will visualize your anger away, where you are eventually calm and your problem is solved. You can listen to music if that makes you calm, or you can do some arts and crafts. Blowing off some steam. It's always a good idea for you to get rid of that anger. Now there are various ways that you can do this. Firstly, maybe some physical activities, go for a walk, go for a jog, do something physical. Once again, you can listen to music, you can do some pillow punching, you can do some writing. Some people aren't good in terms of verbalizing themselves, so they do better when they actually write it down on a piece of paper. Or you can even start singing.